The one thing that a lot of people assume is that Argentina, just like the Latin American influence, it's all spicy food. Argentina, they don't handle spicy food like at all. So that's just South America. Argentina, you'll eat a lot of pasta. I ate a ton of pasta while I was there. I remember they put mayonnaise on everything. Everything mayonnaise goes on everything. Really simple salads, just kind of throw a bunch of vegetables in and throw some vinegar on there and just eat it like that. Rice and mayonnaise was big. They would spaghetti with just kind of whatever meat they had. Those were pretty big too. And I mean, they had names for all these dishes, but I can't remember them right now. One of my weirdest experiences was with a dish called mondongo, which is cow stomach. And it's funny because I went down there and this one member was just like, "Here, we want you to eat this." And they wouldn't tell me what it was. I'm like, "Well, what is it?" Like, just eat it. We'll tell you after. Like, come on. Like, I was pretty open. I knew I was gonna eat some pretty weird stuff. It's all right. It's cow stomach, and I ate it. It was cut into strips, and it. I mean, I don't want to use the cliche, but it tasted like chicken. It's exactly what it tasted like. The only difference was a lot more. It was chewier, so it took a while to get through it, to bite through it. But it was pretty good. They typically put it in stew. One of the other things that they had that they ate a lot was something called locro, which I absolutely despised. And a lot of people love it. A lot of people just think it's the greatest thing in the world. I think I just had bad experiences with it. We went down and a family was like, "Yeah, we made you some locro," which is basically, again, it's a stew. They just kind of throw an entire pig in, like everything. Just to chop up a pig and just throw all of its innards and meat into it. And the one that I ate particularly was terrible. There was no meat. It was all just fatty, and I got sick from it. So every time, it's funny, every time I went to talking up to another member, they'd be like, "Oh, have you had locro before, Elder?" "Yeah, I have," and it was the worst thing ever. And everybody was just like, "Oh, we make the best locro." Like, everybody is just convinced that they make the best locro in Argentina. As far as food goes, those were the two main experiences, weird experiences that I had. They'll put communal bread on the table, just like a really large breadstick, and everyone just kind of tears pieces off of it. They eat bread in every meal. Just stick a big loaf of bread out. Pre-sliced bread is not very common. That's one thing that is pretty different from here. So literally, it's just like a loaf, and you just can rip pieces off of it and just eat bread with everything. One food that I can't believe I forgot to mention, that you'll eat a lot of, and I learned how to make. It's called an empanada. So it's basically just it's like a miniature calzone, basically. They'll put chicken in it, beef in it, ham and cheese. It's so good. I loved empanadas. Sometimes they fry them, sometimes they bake them. But walking by bakeries, I mean, for me, it was just, I want to go in and see if they have any empanadas. I loved empanadas. They were so stinking good. And one of the main desserts they had down there was called an alfajor, which it's a brownie cupcake type of thing. It's just two pieces of cake with a layer of what's called dulce de leche, kind of like a caramel, or they'll put like chocolate in there. Yeah, those are two things that I absolutely loved about Argentina, were empanadas and alfajores. So stinking good.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Okay.
Buying from street vendors. Hygiene is not what it is here. I remember I saw with my own eyes a street vendor who, I don't remember what he was making, but he took a break and took a bunch of his utensils and just walks over to a fountain that was going off in the park and washed his utensils off in this fountain. And so, be careful, ask people in the area, if you some street food is really good, and I would highly recommend a lot of the street food. But ask before you buy, ask from people who know, all right, so where's the good food at? because otherwise you can get really, really sick.